Alrighty, hey there guys, AJDakasa here, aka Jedi Bro 95, coming at you guys with another NBA 2K video. It's been so long since I've done one of these, and get used to seeing these now because I'm fully committing back to 2K. I will not be uploading any more Madden. I think that was just a phase I had to go through because this year, with the console generations being split, and with me waiting on my boys to get the Xbox, I kind of needed to preoccupy myself with something, and I think Madden was what took that. But rest assured, more than likely speaking, going forward, you will not be seeing any more Madden content on this channel. So if you are a subscriber, because of that, I'm going to go ahead and say you can unsubscribe now because I am never posting a Madden a Madden news video again, or anything of that nature. But with that being said, I want to talk about something that I saw on Twitter a few days ago. So let me just pull up my Twitter here. Let me just find it real quick. And I saw this, and I completely agreed. As you know, I hope you guys are enjoying the gameplay in the background. It is related to NBA 2K22 2K21 Next Gen. Let me just find it here. Where is it? Okay. So shout out to my boy Lakers fan. I don't know you personally, but I've interacted with him. He's a great guy. But shout out to Lakers fan here for pointing this out, showing you right here basically this game was doomed to essentially this game was doomed to inevitably fail. Let me just pull that right back up. It was doomed to inevitably fail because it was worked through a pandemic with a console title release date. No prelude or proper game testing, opinions from its player base, and overall decreased amount of people with access to the game is inevitably going to fail. And this right here, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly why the biggest problem with 2K21 Next Gen. It wasn't the fact that it was just the fact that it was terrible. It was, especially gameplay wise, it was pretty bad. And it wasn't just the fact that it was in relation to the fact that 6'7" power forwards were the meta. No, it was the fact that it was everything that came together to create one insanely bad game. And that was the problem with this game from the get-go, was the fact that, yeah, it was worked on through a pandemic. So they had to work from home, more than likely speaking. They had to do all this and all that through, a pandemic and all through that stuff. I'm going to put the gameplay back on. There you go. Sorry for that. It was worked through a pandemic. So more likely speaking, they couldn't devote their time and resources into the game. So that was one problem with the game. The other one was, it was a console release date title. They didn't put out this about 3 weeks after the console launch. No, this was a day one console release for the Xbox, for the Xbox Series S, X and S. My bad, I was in a party with my buddy. But yeah, we were, it was doomed to eventually fail because of the fact that it was a console. One of the reasons was console release title. It really did not give us any and 2K any proper time to get it done. Basically, obviously, and also with the fact that it was no prelude. With the fact that it was a console release title and there was no prelude, that definitely contributed to it too, because we never did get our hands on the game. We never did see what was wrong with the game, what needed to be fixed. If 2K, I have no doubt in my mind that if the community had their hands on a demo or on the prelude, I know for a fact we would have figured out the 6'7" power forwards were broken immediately. We would have figured that out before the game even launched. Absolutely. I have no doubt in my mind that we would have figured it out. Another thing I think we would have figured out was broken before launch were contact dunks. Don't get me wrong, I like attacking the rim and I like getting finishes in the lane, but even I must admit, this year contact dunks were way too easy to get. And in my opinion, it's the worst it's been since 2K13. I think it's even worse this year because of the fact that you actually get, the contact dunk animations. I don't think they really had body dunk and contact dunk animations where you body somebody. I could be wrong, but You know, we could have figured that out before the game launched. But the fact that we never had the game given to us, also we could have figured out that the ball handling and the dribbling in this game was not tremendous. You know, it's fine. You know, you could do stuff with it if you tried. But I do think, well, even in the current gen version of the ball handling was terrible. But, you know, I think in the next gen version, they could have done more with the ball handling and the dribbling. That being said, and the fact that also, one of the other reasons, not even related to the prelude, was the fact that it split the community. You know, it divided the community into people who had the console and who didn't. And it was hard to get a new console right off the bat. My buddy Johnny, who's coming back to 2K next year, and we're going to be trying to make a Pro-Am run next year, well, along with my brother-in-law and my buddy Willie, who you may remember from the PS4. He's coming over too. We ended up, unfortunately, having to split off. But that right there is another issue, is the fact that because of the fact that not everybody was able to get their hands on an Xbox or a PS5 immediately, it split the community into people who had and didn't have it. And I don't really think that is something 2K should have done. I think, if I'm being honest, and this is me personally, I think they should have skipped the next gen release this year. I think they should have waited until 2K22 and made that their first release on the next gen consoles. Because look at this. What type of offense am I watching here? This is not, like, what was that? That was Giannis literally standing there for the whole shot clock and then chucking up a bad three. Like, huh? Like, that was terrible offense by the fucking AIs. My goodness, was that just absolute dog shit. But anyways, I just, you know, I really think 2K should have just not made a video game this year. I think they should have skipped it. Or what they should have done was not made a current gen version, but then again, that would have been really stupid, because then you would have had people who play current gen. You know, it was just, I personally think, like, the best option would have been to skip next gen, 2K21, focus on 2K22 next gen, and then just go from there. And I hope 2K22 next gen is great, because 2K21 current gen, I'm going to be honest, I don't care. You know, it can be an exact copy paste of 2K21, because I'm not going to play that. I'm going to play the next gen game. That is the game I will be buying. That is the game I will be looking to pick up. So I just, personally, I don't see a reason for them, and I don't think 2K even themselves even see a reason to go all in on the current gen version, because that's not the main focus. The main focus is now focusing on the next gen, getting that game up and being the best it can possibly be. And for what it's worth, the game, graphically wise, they don't need to change anything. So that's like half of their work right there, is the graphics. They don't need to change much of that. They just need to make sure that the gameplay and the AIs are all better. Because, my goodness, where the AIs, they were terrible in this game. You know, when you played with an AI, I literally just came off a game in a rec center where my team quit, and it was me and a bunch of AIs. I don't know why I played the game, but I felt like a challenge or something like that. I don't know, I felt ballsy. But, like, it felt like I was playing 1-on-5. Like, I legit had nobody on the like, no AI was making shots. No AI was grabbing boards. They were taking terrible fucking jumpers. They couldn't hit the open ones they were taking. Like, it was just a gong show of a fucking mess that game, you know, when it comes to the AIs in this game. And that's been the difficulty of 2K over the last few years, is balancing their AIs, making them better but not making them overpowered. I just think personally AIs need to be better shot makers and better defensive players, and then they're fine. You know, personally, if you make the AIs be able to consistently, if you put, like, and I'm not talking about player AI, because player AI can, you know, personally, I think they need to do something about the human AI as well. That human players that become AI, I mean, because those players, they just go off the player's tendencies, and oh my goodness, some of the people that the shots they take, it really shows how bad of shots people take in the games. Like, when you're playing the game. Like, it really does show you, like, people really do see the bad shots people take. And then the stupid thing is they'll get mad at 2K for the shot not going in, despite the fact that it was just a bad shot. So I think 2K needs to fix the AIs. They need to make contact dunks less frequent. I'm not saying kill the contact dunks. Obviously not, because there needs to be some variety in ways people score. You know, I would like to get some contact dunks because that was fun. But I don't think contact dunks should be happening like every 2 or 3 plays. Or every other play. You know, I think contact dunks should be something like, you know, if you're a high finisher if you're a really great like dunker at the rim, then it should be easier for you to get contact dunks. But then that goes to the question, like, with this new free building archetype system, how are they going to go about that? Because everybody with this system in place, and I actually like this system that they have in place, where you could pick and upgrade whatever you want, but I don't know. Like, there has to be a little bit of an adjustment when it comes to contact dunks. Also, perimeter defense was just terrible this year. Absolutely dog awful. Like, my goodness, was it just... Jeez. Perimeter defense in this game was terrible. Everybody, you know, nobody could play defense to save their life this year. It was all fucking crazy. Interior defense didn't mean a damn thing in this game, and that was weird. So I think they should change that. So... I'm going to make a whole wish list series of things I want to see improved in NBA 2K22. Because right now, this game was just a far cry from what it could have been. And it's unfortunate because it's, you know, because of all the things that basically went wrong. Like, everything with this game that could have went wrong, basically did. Like, everything that could have went wrong, basically went wrong. So I'm hoping next year, 2K, they step it up a bit and they get their game up and running, because I think people, you know, even content creators, like big content creators, are starting to turn on the game. Like, you know, guys like Joe Knows, guys like Duke Dennis, guys like, you know, Laker Fan, they went and did other things this year. Well, Joe Knows grinded to legend on his account on current gen, which props to you, because... I don't know how anybody could even stand to play that game for more than 10 minutes. But, you know, and even Power DF, like, the DF clan, the DF clan kept this game alive throughout the entire year. Like, and I give the utmost respect to you guys for that one. If you ever do see this video, first of all, hi, I'd like to join. And second of all, you guys have my utmost respect for keeping 2K21 alive. Because this game was just not enjoyable by any stretch of the imagination. You know, even guys like Ticino stopped playing. Like, Ticino literally fell off the face of the earth for 4 fucking months. And then just came up out of nowhere and was like, hey, I'm still here. I'm just haven't played this game because, well, he had personal things he dealt with. Which, good for him. And I hope whatever he's doing right now, I hope he succeeds. And I hope he has a long career ahead of him. But... you know, this game was just, yeah, I'm kind of rambling on a bit but that's going to be the end of the video, guys. If you guys did like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, comment your thoughts, because I always want to hear your thoughts about this. And again, to the Madden people that subscribe to the channel, feel free to unsub now, because I am not posting any more Madden content. But that being said, I'll see you in the next video. I'm out. Peace.